So we're going to go ahead and start. Fire this thing up.
Everything's recording. We're ready whenever. Just wait.
The 1 minute.
Yeah, 8 folk in here. Truly said the lights are on.
Nice.
We said what?
The lights are on.
What up, Trey?
All right.
Yeah. It's fired up.
All right. What's up, sitters? This is Bradford Douglas along with Joey Edge
Sitters, what's good?
and Chris Martinez
What's happening, man?
with producer Rolf, and we are Front Porch Sitting. And I just want to go ahead and give a big shout out to my good friend Joey Edge. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. The big 3-6.
Yes, sir. Not just an exceptional podcast host, but an exceptional person. I'm giving him some love on Twitter, guys.
Thank you, Bradford. I appreciate that,
What's
buddy.
wrong with Bradford, man? We turn on the lights and Brad wants to be nice.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan of that. That is who Bradford is, though. He's just a good dude, man.
Marty, Dad's probably watching. Brad
Yes,
just
sir.
totally neglected to tell you happy birthday. I always forget every year that you guys
You
share a
do.
birthday.
And every year you're like, man, I forget that you guys share a birthday.
I'm not good with birthdays anyways.
Nah, I'm not really either.
Like, I'm actually really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I really am, too.
It's like 90% of why I have Facebook.
That's why I have Facebook.
I'm so thankful for my friends that do have Facebook because, yeah, the ones that don't, I'm like,
Sorry I missed
Sorry.
it again
Yeah.
this year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
happy-
3 months later, Hunter Allen's one. Like 3 months later, I'm like, hey, bud, my bad. Merry Christmas and happy birthday 3 months ago.
Yeah, yeah. Happy birthday. You guys are old.
Yeah,
Happy
a little bit
birthday.
old. A little bit old.
Well, happy birthday, Marty. I texted you yesterday. You know this, so you weren't forgotten. But this last weekend, we had college football.
We did have college
How nice
football.
was that?
Oh, man. Listen, I watched every game that I possibly could. And some of it was really bad football, and I still watched it because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of that with you. Came
Yes.
over and hung out. We watched a little bit of that.
Vandy?
I'm sorry?
Vandy?
Oh,
Vandy in Hawaii?
That was the bad football you were talking about,
That
right?
was bad
there.
football, buddy.
Whew, man, it was bad. What was the final score on that?
1,007 to -9. It was bad.
A lot to a little.
Yeah.
I didn't
66-14 or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it was 65. I think.
63? I don't know. It was bad.
Ugly.
It wasn't good.
I know that when I seen Vandy -9, I just couldn't talk myself into it, and I guess that was overall the correct play.
Yeah, I would say so.
by like 40 points.
Like, I mean, I just didn't know Vandy. I want to look at their season last year and see if they scored 40 points.
In any game?
And, like, all together, like, in all of their games.
Touche.
You're a hater.
You are a hater, but I love it. Good job.
What do we got on tonight's show, B?
We're going to talk, obviously, some college football. FSU is playing LSU this weekend, Sunday, so we're going to go over that for you. Florida's got a big game Saturday. That is the one I have circled on my calendar for quite a while. Very, very excited to see how they the new look Gators are going to do. I mean, at the end of the day, even if they're bad, you could probably put the staff in. There's a lot of them.
I don't think the staff has eligibility. That only happens at South Carolina, apparently. They played with a grad assistant quarterback last year. I don't know if y'all know that or not.
And then because I did not know that.
really
Then
did.
because last week we had so much fun with the wind shares, we got another one for you, so we're going to go through that. But before we get to any of that,
What win shares, Brad? Who?
Miami.
Thank you.
I mean, it was a surprise.
Brad's rolling through the agenda, baby.
Yes, sir.
It does say UM.
Yep.
All right.
Carry
But
on.
before we get to any of that, we're going to talk about JW Weaponry. They are the premier gun store in the South, and they are always loaded. Go see those guys. John is just a friendly person, and especially like on big weeks where they have big football games, he loves when people come and talk to him for long periods of time.
Big football game, huh?
Yep, big football game. We got the Tigers versus the Tigers.
Yep.
So that'll be exciting. I'll be there, and you'll be there as well with watching your son, Mr. Touchdown. Big shout out to Benton Edge from last week.
Yeah.
Well, you're everywhere, Brad. Back to the ad read. Yeah, go see those people. John's excellent. John actually hung out with us 2 weeks in a row.
He did. Big
did.
fan of that.
Did he take his gift?
I think he did finally.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Yeah, John's awesome. Go see him. Like family owned and operated. Started at the ground level, the root level, and they've built it into a, dare I say, empire.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Joe, you want to give him the number?
Yes, sir. The number is 386-243-8587 to the beautiful people at JW Weaponry.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? Joey, I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
This weekend you mentioned football.
Yep.
Did you catch the? I know you did because you said you watch football. The Nebraska Northwestern game.
I watched almost every second of it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It was actually a decent game to watch.
I enjoyed the first half a lot.
They were trying to give it away though.
Well, the second half, both teams tried to give it away. It was pretty bad football in the second half, but the first half was pretty good.
It was. What is there anything that you took away from watching that game?
Scott Frost is bad at his job.
But when did that happen though? He wasn't bad at UCF.
He couldn't have been bad at UCF. They won national titles when he was there, so they couldn't have been bad.
Yeah, here you go.
You know, I was thinking about that on the way here, actually. I just think they caught lightning in a bottle. I don't think, if you look at their schedule and you go through it and you look at who they played, yeah, they had some quality wins. But they also had a lot of garbage wins, like most of them. Like, they weren't good. I mean, they beat LSU that one year, and I guess that was cool and good for you. But what other quality wins is on his resume?
They hang their hat that year on beating Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn, that's what I was thinking of. You're right.
I thought that's what you meant.
That was the big one.
It was a big one, but that was their Super Bowl, and that was just another day for Auburn. Yes, it was a bowl game.
You know how I feel about that. I hate that argument.
I do too, but they got up for one game that year.
Yeah, but okay, so I hear what you're saying, but the premise of UCF, like they with him, they did stuff that they hadn't normally done at that level.
I'll buy that.
With UCF, it's still
and they were really bad before he got there.
Correct. Too. Like I get it, maybe lightning in a bottle, but like they still way exceeded what UCF normally does under Scott Frost. And right now Nebraska is way underachieving under what they normally do.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm just going to say, like, he brought them to a new level, and that's cool, and he got a job opportunity from it, and they've kind of maintained somewhat of what he left without him. I mean, they're not as good, but they're not bad.
Josh Heupel, when he was there, now this is what's my man's name?
Malzahn.
This is his second year there, but Heupel went 10-2, 9-4, 8-5, or whatever it was that he went in his 3 years. So he got worse every year.
Yeah.
I think Malzahn's going to be just fine there.
Really, really good. I'll go further.
Yeah.
Really good. I think UCF will be a player sooner than later.
In the Big 12, right?
Yeah, in the Big 12 on the national scene, Power 5 scene. I really do.
Yeah, but let's get back to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And Scott Frost.
Yeah.
Because
I got a good stat.
That game was in hand for Nebraska until their special teams coordinator, Scott Frost, decided to...
He actually is.
Yeah, I know. Because he demoted himself from offensive coordinator.
Yes.
And made himself the special teams coordinator. Because that's usually what head coaches that don't have a coordinator role, that's what they do.
Got to be in charge of something.
Got to be in charge of something, right. And that's natural. I'm good with that. But yeah, and then they kicked the onside kick up 11, and it was like everything changed after that.
Yeah, because that's what happens when you lose momentum.
Right.
He literally said, and I'm not going to I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but it was something to the effect of, I thought we had all the momentum. I thought if we got that kick that the game would be over. Okay, yeah, but you didn't. And so he goes, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't make that call. So you don't say, Scott. You don't say. What are you doing? Like, it's just bad.
I saw that quote, and that was pretty embarrassing. I got to tell you that. Did you see the other quote about him talking about the offensive play callers?
Yeah, sputtering or whatever.
Yeah, they got to do a better job. This is big boy football, blah, 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 blah. Probably not a good thing to do, but whatever you want to do, Scott.
Well, it's not a great thing at all because here's the thing. You put them in a bad situation. You had the momentum, and then you went away from your game plan. Chris, you had a crazy stat that you wanted to share about Scott Frost.
Yeah, it's crazy. So his record at Nebraska is 15. I promise we're going to get off of this soon. 15-30. 15-30 at Nebraska.
Okay.
Would you like to take a guess at how many games in a row that he has to win to still have a worse record than Bo Pelini, who they fired?
25.
Okay, decent. Brad?
More than that, but I know the answer. So
50. If he won the next 50 games in a row, 50 games in a row, he would still have a worse record than with Bo Pelini, who they fired.
So he could win a national title, basically, in a nutshell, for 4 consecutive years.
Yeah.
And still not have as good a record as Bo Pelini, who they fired.
Correct. Bo Pelini was 67-27.
That's, first of all, pretty strong.
That's very strong.
Crazy.
If we're being honest right
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Hey, you know what we did not tease? We need to do this. We need to tell you guys, please, tell a friend right now. We're live. Tell them to hop in. Send them the link. That would be cool. Those of you who are in here, we appreciate it. Rolf's going to tell us who's exactly in. Or actually, he can't. You have to tell us that you're in. So if you're in, send us a little shout out real quick. Drop your name, and we'll mention you as we go. We appreciate you all. We've come a long ways, Joey.
We've come a long, long ways, Chris. The first, and Brad too. The first episode, obviously, we had a iPad in the middle of a round table, just yelling into it at the top of our lungs.
God, dude, I told you. So here's what's bad. And those of you who have been with us for a while, those of you who've been, the craziest thing is we uploaded that as like an MP3 audio file.
Right.
So it's on my phone downloaded as like a song. So every now and then I'll be
When you're on shuffle?
yeah, I'll be riding and just like listening to music, and then I'll see us screaming and yelling into the iPad. I'll hear it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, we'll be riding around. I'm like, Chris, turn that quickly because it's bad.
It's embarrassing. But now here we are, live streaming, audio,
Video, audio,
crazy.
everything. Yeah.
But we're going to do our pick'em, which we've been doing. We didn't even say that at the beginning. In just a moment here, we're gonna throw up this pretty dope graphic, so that you guys can kind of see what games we're picking. It's cool, right?
Yeah, it is.
And the spread. So, Joey, let's start it off with the first one. I'll let you go ahead and bring us in. What do we got here?
Yeah, so the first game we're going to do is obviously Utah. Should we push? We got to do it. Utah at Florida.
You can hold your pick.
That's cool. That's true. We can do that.
Yeah.
Florida is getting 2.5 points at home right now. So that's that. FSU is going to Louisiana. They're going to Louisiana, maybe not to LSU. They'll be playing in New Orleans.
It's a home game.
Yeah, it's basically a home game.
For LSU.
Yeah, LSU is -3.5. Notre Dame is going to Ohio State. That spread is -17. I believe you can see the spreads on the screen. Yeah, excellent. And then Oregon at Georgia. Georgia is -17 as well. Is that a true home game for Georgia? That's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, but
it's in Atlanta. But it's the same thing.
It's a neutral site, but it's home.
It's 37 minutes from Athens.
Shout out to both my sisters. I know they're in. They just text me. So
absolutely,
we'll get into the pick though. Brad, you go first on Florida, Utah. Florida's getting 2.5 at home.
I'm going to take Utah -2.5. I just think that's a tough game for a first-year head coach, and I think Utah was pretty decent at the end of the year.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I'll go Florida there. I'm gonna go Florida. It's in the swamp. It's a night game in the swamp. It's gonna be hot. It'll be loud. It'll be muggy. You guys walk outside. You know what it feels like. It's hot
Every day. Yes.
So I we'll get into the keys of the game. I'm not going to go there. So I'm just going to give you my pick. I think it's I think Florida gets that one done at home. Billy Napier's preview is going to be wild in there.
Yeah. I'll
hold yours.
I'll talk about mine later. Florida State at LSU or against LSU.
Yep.
LSU -3.5. You want me to go first on this one?
Yeah, and you and Brad, I'll hold mine.
That's true. LSU, I give me LSU -3.5, but I'm not sure how much I believe in that. I just think the game being in New Orleans helps them a lot. I think the excitement of having a new coach probably helps them a lot. The unknown of what they are. Daniel's having his first start. I think he's a pretty dynamic player. I don't know how good he is just yet, and I think we're going to find out on Sunday. And if he's good, then I think LSU is going to be pretty good. If he's not, then it's going to be a long year for them. So that's me. I got LSU -3.5 right now.
All right,
Subject to change.
I'm picking with my heart 100% on this one.
No way.
Yeah, FSU +3.5. I think they actually went outright, but I've been hurt before.
Touche. And then we'll get Chris's later.
Yep.
Notre Dame at Ohio State. Ohio State is -17. Chris?
What about that line? That line is a huge one, man.
It's a huge line. A lot of respect for Ohio State.
That's a big number, though.
Do you think that's disrespect for Notre Dame or respect for Ohio State?
Maybe a combination of both.
I think it's more for Ohio State. I think people really think that they're going to be like really, really good, and I think they probably will be too. But 17 is a really big number for a top 6 team in the country.
In an opener as well. Like you don't really know. Like there's kinks and there's rust and there's usually sloppy football in openers. So I don't know, buddy. It's I guess I have to pick. Have you, Brad? You go first.
I'm going to take Notre Dame with the points. 17 points is just too many points for me to stick my nose up at it the first game of the year against an Ohio State team that I think is usually in the mix for good things, but 17 is a lot of points. Notre Dame isn't bad.
What do you think, Joey?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Notre Dame as well. I like Freeman. I think they're going to come out with energy. I think they're going to play hard. And if you play hard and you already have a little bit of talent, I think you can play with Ohio State in this scenario. I don't know that they win or even have a chance to win, but I like them to cover 17. 17 is 3 possessions. That's a lot.
A lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Not so fast, my friends.
Yes.
I'm going the Buckeyes, man. As you guys were talking about it, I started thinking about the perimeter and how tough of a matchup that is for anyone.
I agree.
Return the quarterback, return a very, very good receiver. I know they lost a couple, But some people will tell you that I can't say his name.
I can't either.
He's really, really good.
Yep.
I'm not going to try to butcher it. He is the best receiver on their roster. Like, they would tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably one of the two, maybe one best, but one of the top three in all of college football.
So I think they'll be electric. I think they'll be dynamic. I think they'll score. So I get it is 3 possessions, but if they get up early, it could get ugly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going Ohio State.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, we got Oregon against Georgia in the Mercedes Dome, right? Isn't that what it's called? Mercedes Dome?
Mercedes-Benz, yeah.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Yep.
Georgia is
right.
minus 17 as well.
That's another huge number.
Do you want me to go first on this one, or you want to go?
You got it.
All right. Just same thing. Big number. First game of the year. Give me Oregon. I don't trust Bennett enough for that. I know he just won a national title. Listen, I understand it. I get it. But yeah, no, give me Oregon in the 17. It's just a lot.
All right, Brad?
I'm going to go the other way on this one. I'm going to take Georgia with the 17 or minus 17 points because they have a scoring defense. They can score. They can do a lot of things, and I don't even need the offense to be that great because the defense is going to put them in great situations.
Okay.
I think I, too, will also go Georgia. I'm a little bit more reluctant to go Georgia. They lose so much on defense. Dan Lanning is their old DC, so I think he'll have his guys ready to go.
I think so, too.
And there's like a continuity thing on defense that they don't have. Like, they have great players, don't get me wrong. Like, they just reload.
Yeah, 5 stars on top of 5 stars.
But those guys haven't played together in a game. It's just impossible for them to have played together in many games because they didn't start. So I'm going I'll also go Georgia. I don't love it, though, Georgia.
Did you see what Kelsey said?
No, she just texted me and said, I'm tuning in, be careful. So
She said Joey with the nonsense again.
Joey with the nonsense. Yeah, this whole live thing, we're getting in trouble. Everything we say is
yeah, not great.
I was
Not
probably
great.
good with Kelsey. Like, my answer
that's
was
kind of
your
why I
answer.
took Georgia.
Well, I assumed that Kelsey was listening, I'll be honest.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I did assume that. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Kelsey, but 17's a lot. First game of the year. Oregon's returning a lot. Georgia is not returning a lot, especially on the defensive side of the ball, like Chris said.
Hey, leave me out of this.
I said it was a good thing about what you said.
I know.
No, it really wasn't. But yeah, so that's our picks for the week, anyways.
Yeah.
And then obviously me and Chris will pick Florida and Florida State here in a little bit. But yeah, so that's.
We're getting all the slander.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let's.
Right.
You want to go Florida State review here?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So they played Duquesne 47-7.
Brad, who did they play?
The Questney.
The Duquesne.
The Duquesne, but that's not what that word spells.
Still not what it spells.
No, that's
Nope.
not even close. That's not a human word.
It's not a human word.
Okay, not even a human word. Alien word.
Alien word.
All right, Brad. Yeah, hell yeah.
Chris, so we watched it relatively kind of together.
Yeah, we did. We had a fantasy football draft. We watched it basically together. You, me, and Shane were pretty much watching it together during our draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off the script a little bit here. We're gonna do the Country Club's ad read because we're at the Country Club when we watched it.
Okay.
And
yeah.
so we're just gonna do it now.
Okay. Cool.
So first of all, the venue at the Country Club is immensely better than it was.
It was really cool.
Yeah, the food was excellent. Johnny did a really good job there. So go see those guys at the Country Club at Lake City. For real. They did a good job with hosting us in our draft, and we had a good time, and we were able to watch Florida State.
Great Wi-Fi there.
Great Wi-Fi there because we were all on the Wi-Fi.
Yep.
The 3 things they have coming up are the Labor Day Blitz on 9/5. The club championship is 9/10 and 9/11. And then the Roundtree is the 22nd and 23rd of October. So, yeah. But anyways, go see them. Good food, good people. Yes, sir. Let's go. All right. So, Chris, linebacker play was one of the things that I really noticed.
Ooh, boy, talk to me.
And I know that's your position of love, so
Yes,
I'm gonna let you have this one for a minute. Just talk about the linebackers for Florida State.
It is. Anyone who knows me knows that linebackers is kind of like my DNA. Like, I love it. I can see one. I can spot one. I can see a linebacker from a long ways away. Florida State hasn't had one in a really long time. Like, a really long time. I know they got one. Tatum Bethune is a real dude. He has like closing speed and he will hit you.
You've been preaching that for a minute.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch him live, and he wasn't fully healthy live, and I was like, ooh, that's different. Yeah, when he hits you, it sounds different. It translated. He's instinctual, which they haven't had and he's a hitter and he's a runner. So that's a good combination.
Right.
They also have Kalen DeLoach, who I liked him. He came on at the end of last year. He triggers. He gets downhill. He plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And I'll say all this with, like, okay, I'm fully aware they played Duquesne. I get it. Like, I don't need a million people telling me, hey, it's just Duquesne. Okay, It didn't matter. We got beat by Jacksonville State last year. So miss me with that. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's Duquesne. But they played really good. And then DJ Lundy, he lost like 20 pounds in the offseason. And he was moving around. You know, the one thing that stood out, Joey, to me was with that group was, like, they played hard and physical, but they played, like, for each other, if that makes sense. Like, they were genuinely excited when the other guy, like, they were racing to the football, first of all, which I absolutely love. But they also, like, not only raced to the football, but, like, were happy that the other guy got there and made a tackle by themselves. So it was, they had a good showing. Again, I get it. Duquesne, I take it in context. I understand that. I'm aware. But it was good. It was better than it had been in a really long time.
Yeah. And that's better is good, right?
Yeah.
But I say that all the time. Better is always going to be good. So it doesn't have to be great just yet, but better is an improvement over what has been happening.
For sure.
And like you said, people are doing their job right now.
Yeah.
And then they're excited when the guy next to them does their job. So anytime you have a little bit of team camaraderie, you're going to be a little bit more successful. So I'm with that.
For certain.
The other thing, I think the biggest thing that everybody noticed was the running back play.
Yeah.
Like you had 3 running backs over 100 yards.
Yes, sir.
So I have a 2-part question, and I don't, whatever, we'll see. But are they as good as advertised, the running backs? Mm-hmm. And was the O-line play really, really good, average, or not great?
Okay, so the first part is, are they as good as advertised? I think so. Like, I think the jury is still out. The jury is still out on like, as far as that's concerned. I think they're good. They broke a lot of tackles, which is good and bad.
Right.
Why are we having to break tackles?
Yes, sir.
I mean, people are unblocked. But the good part is they broke them. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Brian, he's tuned in. He texted me and was like, "Whoa, that's pretty crazy. First time in school history that they had 3 guys run for 100 yards."
Right.
Which is really kind of crazy to do and, like, blowout win.
Right.
Yeah, but I think they'll be a strong point of the offense. Like, I think they will. Alex Atkins is the O-line coach. He's the OC. It's still Mike's offense, but of course they're going to want to try and run the football.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to lean on that. And I think, at least after 1 week, they can kind of lean into it and see how it goes. But for 1 week, again, Duquesne, I think they're as good as advertised. We'll find out here Sunday. And then part 2 to your question is what you said the O-line was. What were my measurements?
Are they
good, average, or bad?
Right.
I think it was more like average. I think it was better than it was last year, but I still think they're like an average offensive line.
Right.
Like, I don't think they're just going to be able to go maul LSU and Clemson. Like, I don't think we're going to see that. A good offensive line may be able to do that. I would lean more to average. If it was like a needle, I would say like closer to average than it is to good.
I think that's the one thing whenever I started picking that game, like that's the one thing that stuck out was, yes, the running backs broke a lot of tackles, but they also had to break a lot of tackles. And a lot of them were near the line of scrimmage. So with LSU, in theory, LSU is supposed to be a little bit better up front.
They're not missing those tackles.
Right. In theory, they're not missing those tackles. But you can't. All we have is what we saw, right?
Yeah. So I'll nerd out a little bit. Like they ran out. I think they tried to run outside zone a little bit, which is like basically like it's like stretch. If you play Madden or video games, it's like stretch from the shotgun. So it's like a lateral run, like running towards the sideline, and the guy is waiting for somebody to get out of their gap, and he's trying to cut it back. Well, when you have teams that are athletes, or you're not necessarily good enough on the offensive line, and you cannot reach that guy, and he's running free, that's how you get free runners.
Right.
I don't anticipate outside zone to be a very big play call for Florida State when they play LSU.
Yes, sir,
because they know they cannot run with those guys. I think you have to get it's called horizontal displacement against those type of teams. Gap scheme, like man scheme, not zone. I don't think you can run zone against them because I think they're better athletes. Okay. If that makes sense. Because if Duquesne exposed you in outside zone, then absolutely LSU is going to. I think they were trying stuff.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say, how good does it feel to be back at average with the offensive line? Because if you look at what we've done since the Willie Taggart era, the advanced metrics had us as one of the worst teams getting hit in the backfield. So it feels really, really good that those guys are now average again. Like, I'll take it.
Yeah, Trey Benson's one of the running backs. His yards contact or yards he gained before contact was like over 2 yards. Cam Akers, it was like negative 2 yards. So, yes, 4-yard swing in a couple years.
Yeah, that's really big because if you think
It's a
about
big
it,
Cam Akers was for the year, though.
Yeah, for the year.
That's still the
On average, negative 2 yards.
That's
contact.
still the wildest stat I've ever heard.
It was the worst offensive line.
He gained. I think it seriously was negative yards.
It was. No, it was. I'm not making that up.
After contact, like for the year though.
Yeah.
That's
before contact.
and then think about
Yeah,
everything
sorry,
he
yeah,
did.
right.
Like, everything that man did, he did on his own.
no. He rushed for almost 1,000, maybe even over 1,000 yards that year.
Yeah.
That's wild.
On
That
his
is
own.
Insane.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out. I was really happy about the offensive line.
Yes, sir.
Chris, were there any surprises in the game?
Honestly, not really. I've been so tuned into it. Like, it kind of went exactly how I thought it would go. I personally was not surprised that the backup quarterback. That's what Seminole fans are mad about. The backup quarterback.
Right.
Like, whatever. Whatever. If that guy has to play, we're in trouble. Period. I don't care who it is. So no, that's not a bad question, Brad. But no, there wasn't any surprises to me. Some people were pissed off that the D line didn't get enough sacks, only got one. Okay, again, advanced numbers. Duquesne's they're not dumb. They were getting the ball out like a half second, which doesn't sound like a long time, but a half second quicker than the national average. So it was all quick game.
Right.
So that they didn't get their teeth kicked in.
Of course.
But they had pressures. Like,
No, yeah,
I'm not worried about that.
No, you shouldn't be. All right, let's go straight into the preview of LSU. Are you good with that?
Yeah, heck yeah. I've been talking a lot, but yeah, let's do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. And Brad can answer any of these that you feel that you want to. Brad, feel free to jump in anytime.
I mean, he did a really good job with DeQuestney, so I just figured I'd let him have it.
he always does. What are you most concerned with going into LSU, Chris?
We just kind of talked about it. For me, it's the offensive line.
Yeah.
Matching up with LSU's defensive line. I think their defensive line as far as on that side of the ball is far and away the strong suit.
Yeah.
And I think Florida State's offensive line is. I think we're all just so scarred by what can happen when it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Like, they have Mason Smith, who was he was a number 2 player in the country a couple years ago. He's a 5-star. He's a freak. He plays defensive tackle. So interior D line matched up against the interior O line for us. They have the clear advantage there, and like that's how things can get wrecked in a hurry. Like, you can't run away from that. Like, you cannot. It's hard to negate that. Now, what I will say, Joey, is, and this is just like a caveat here, like everyone's what I just said is being regurgitated everywhere because it's easy. Like, it's what
100%.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Stud D lineman, offensive lineman's not great. That everyone points to that first. What I will say is, like, some people are saying like unblockable, and I mean, okay, I hear you, but his PFF grades, like, we take those with a grain of salt. But y'all know that as long as you've been listening, you know, like, we take that with a grain of salt. But it is a measuring stick. It's like it was like below 70. So it's like it's that average is what they call it. So
Exactly.
like, he as a pass rusher, he graded out as average. As a run defender, a little bit below average. So like, okay, dominant, whatever, unblockable. I mean, maybe he'll show us, but like, that isn't something that he's shown yet. It's a potential thing, and
Right.
you know what potential does. Like, if it gets coach fired,
That's right. Potential get you fired.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so that's where we're at a bit of a disadvantage. Where do we have the advantage in this game? Like, where's one area where you're like, we can win here?
yeah, we're gonna have to overachieve. No, I think I think on their
Such good coach speak from Chris right there.
I think on their back end, I think they're susceptible to the big play. Like, I think they're gonna have to create. When I say, like, I think they're gonna have to coach, they're gonna have to like create shot plays and create mismatches. They've proven to do a pretty good job of that, Mike Norvell and company. They're going to have to create those shot plays, like max protect, so the pressure doesn't get there and hit a vertical shot downfield. Like, that's got to be their plan. And I think ground and pound a little bit. Like, I think if you say that that's our strong point, like, we're good at running the football, I don't give a damn who's across the ball. Like, spot it, let's find out.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely. I
Let's
agree.
spot it, let's find out. Like, I think they're going to have to lean into the run game and dial up shots. Like, I think they're going to have to do that. And I think the DBs for LSU, which is weird to say, they're not the same caliber that they have been in previous years. There's like 2 grad transfers or 2 transfers that are starting. So that's a little bit unique all in itself. Like,
especially for them.
They're not homegrown kids that they've in their program.
So they don't have Corey Raymond anymore though, so that doesn't help them.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, no. So I think they have to take. I think they have to like dial up shots, Brad. To answer your question, I don't think there's like a clear cut advantage. I think they're going to have to lean into the run game and then pick and choose where they take a chance.
Yeah. Just real quick, my answer to that: where does FSU have an advantage over LSU? Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis is a difference maker in my opinion.
How did I know Joey's going to talk about Jordan Travis here?
Yeah, because I like Jordan Travis. Yeah. That's why. Because I think Jordan Travis can play football. I don't care about a lot of other things about he does this well, doesn't. The dude plays football. Yes. Right, and that's what this is. This is playing football. They're playing football on Sunday.
Yeah.
Give me a football player. If he can throw the ball 73 yards into a circle, that's cool. I need a football player on Sunday to beat LSU. That's point blank. Period.
He'll have to run. He'll have to run.
He will absolutely have to run, and he'll have to make some throws. But I trust him in that scenario more than I trust Jaden Daniels
to
make
agree.
a play on the other side.
I agree. I totally agree.
I've seen Jordan Travis make those plays to win games. Jaden Daniels has never made those plays to win games.
I agree.
And if they did, it was a meaningless 7-6 game against Cal. I don't care about that. Yeah. That means nothing.
Different world.
There's
some people in the LSU like the LSU beat. They said that like whatever, Kelly's not naming a starter. I'm with you. I think it'll be Jaden Daniels, but I think they're both going to play. No smart kid's going to play. They said. So if you have 2 quarterbacks, how many do you have?
0.
Correct. So we'll see, but I think they'll both play.
Which one? Nussmeier? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I'm just telling you, buddy. I'm just telling you. I listen to guys. I love podcasts. I know you do too because you're here with us. So we love you. Also, thanks to everyone for being in right now. That's pretty cool. I just looked at Tyler's. He's got it pulled up over there. It's pretty freaking awesome. There's quite a few family and friends and loyal listeners.
Haven't looked something, but that is exciting. I am very proud to be a part of it.
I love podcasts. Right. So I listen to podcasts all the time. But they said that like the people who know LSU best said that they're probably most likely both going to play on Sunday. Which is interesting.
If more, that's good. Good for y'all.
Yeah.
Good for Florida State. If that's the case, I might be changing my pick soon.
Oh, also, do I need to give my pick? Are we done here? Is there anything else you guys have?
2 and 3 on our list right here of what we were going to ask. They kind of went hand in hand.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go ahead and give your pick.
I'm gonna go the Tigers. It's the front porch thing. You know what we do here.
I'm not sure I like this.
You know what we do here. It's the front.
Yeah, but if you do it like this, though, I just feel like it's not.
It's genuine. No, it's genuine. I don't know that we can block them.
Okay.
For real. I really don't know we can block them. I told you, and I meant that. I think Florida State has to overachieve. They have to scheme up shots, and they have to hope for some bad snaps, which I think we may get. It's foreshadowing. But if those things don't happen, and LSU plays a clean game, and Florida State plays a clean game, then I think LSU is a better football team.
It's hard to game plan for hoping, right?
Yeah, you can't do that. That's not realistic. Like if you do that, you don't deserve to have a job. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you. If you're game planning on, I hope somebody doesn't make a play, or I hope this guy doesn't do his assignment. That's not a good situation.
Right. So
we don't want to do that.
I can't go. I could if you told me that LSU was going to play their C game and Florida State was going to play their A game, or if you told me LSU was going to play their B game and Florida State plays their A game, I'm like, okay, cool. I can probably get with Florida State.
Right.
But if we're going into the assumption that they both play their B game or they both play their A game, I think LSU's roster is better, especially at positions that matter. We've been saying it forever. I have, anyways. Absolutely. Defensive line.
Yes, sir.
Especially the pass rushers, which they have those two. They have a first rounder potentially. They take over games. The back end can suck. Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Sorry, my bad.
The back end is awful, right? But that can be negated by a good pass rush.
Absolutely.
So they can cover them up.
Yep.
So that's why I do believe it. That's what I'm going LSU.
So LSU minus 3.5. You're locked in.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're all cordially invited to not watch that game with me because I'll show my ass.
Okay.
Wow,
okay.
Brad, that's good.
I felt like that was unnecessary, but that's me right now.
Can I watch it with you?
No.
Not me. You don't want to come over here and watch it?
I might come over here.
Okay.
Yeah, you can come, Ralph.
All right. Sweet. Let's do it. All right, let's take a little break real quick. We got about 2 minutes, and then we'll go into the UF preview of Utah, yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Hey, welcome back, sitters. Before we jump into the next category, which is UF preview, we definitely wanted to shout like some of you folks that commented in here. Let's see, Joey, you go first because I like Chad Hunter is in there. That's dope. Chad's a loyal listener.
Chad's been at this for a long time. He's been to the family barbecues and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he has at my old house.
Yeah, he has. Hagen Scott, the intern, he's in here.
Yep.
Bev was watching. So we appreciate all you guys.
Shout out Bev. There's a bunch. Sydney Bryan. It's dope, man. It's cool.
Hunter Williams.
Yeah, Hunter Williams. Hunter, we'll get to some of the questions. We gotta get a little. We got some things we gotta work on so we can see the comments live. But
but we are working on that. It's a work in progress, and things are getting fun. They're getting fun around here
for sure. So let's jump into the preview, Joey. The Florida preview.
Let's go.
So on Saturday, for real, like we've been saying it, like that game. I swear, I'm excited to watch that. Like I'm not a fan of Florida or Utah for that matter, but I'm a fan of football, and I really think that's gonna be like an electric environment.
So I'm so old now that I don't care to go to games.
Oh no!
Right, and that sucks because I want to be a part of this atmosphere so bad. I think it's going to be absolutely electric. I want to be there so bad, but I also want to be. You can't see what I'm pointing to, but that couch right there, and those three TVs right there. That's what I really want to be at.
That's a little flex right there, wasn't
it? No, it's not a flex.
It was a little flex.
No, they're Hisense. It's okay.
Shut up.
But yeah, so like. Oh, man, I can't wait.
I think it's going to be a really good football game,
I am so excited.
I really do.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to jump into it then. You're the coach, okay? Let's get right to it. Ooh. You're the coach.
We're in trouble.
Joey's corner. No. What is your game plan, Coach Edge, to win the football game if you're the head man for UF?
Well, I don't know the defensive side of the ball, so I hope my defensive coordinator is very good.
I can help you out with that.
Right. I mean, obviously, defensively, you have to stop the run or at least contain the run and then make sure those tight ends, because they got a couple of them, make sure they don't run wild. I'm a little concerned with that. I'll be honest.
What about the quarterback? He's really good.
Yeah, no, he is good. He's very good. He's top 6 to 7 guy in the country.
What's his name?
Cam Rising.
Cool name.
Yeah. No, but he's also not like a guy that's going to take shot after shot after shot and beat you down the field that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's a smart guy. He's not going to turn it over a whole lot. He can run a little bit. He's athletic. So yeah, no, I'm concerned with all of that. But the thing that we'll talk about that in a minute. And then offensively, you have to run the rock. That's the ultimate. I mean, that's every football team of all time, but you have to run the rock. And then when Anthony Richardson does take a shot, he's got to connect with that shot. It can't be like Emory used to do and miss people by 30 yards. Like you have to connect with a shot when you get them. I'm not. I mean, it is what it is. It's not a.
He's here to tell the truth.
Not a slight to Emory. I like the kid. He's a good kid, but he wasn't a great quarterback. So whatever.
So dial up shots.
Dial up shots with obviously off play action, and then defensively. Make sure the tight ends don't beat you for 5 and 6 and 8 and 12 all down the field.
So Napier tries to run the football, right? Like he wants to live on that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be quite the same as it was when he was at Lafayette.
Yeah.
I think Levi Lewis was a little bit more limited in the throwing department. Their quarterback at the time. I think he was a little bit more limited than Anthony Richardson. So I think it'll be closer to 50-50. But I also think that they know they have 3 really good backs and about 8 really good offensive linemen right now, and so they're going to lean on that. And then obviously Richardson in the run game helps a lot too. So 8
good linemen, plenty of good backs, a great quarterback,
right? And the receivers aren't great either. So
yeah, we're going to lean on that side of the ball.
Yeah, so
I think if it's me, like I think you're going to run the football. We're going to move Anthony Richardson around. He's not going to get hit a whole lot.
Right.
You have the option to tuck it around if he has to go get 7-8 yards. Yeah, I can get with that. I'm interested to see how he is as a game day coach. I want to see how Napier does calling plays. I think that's the big unknown. Like everything else he's done has been exceptional in his short time so far. It's been really, really good.
Right.
But this game day thing, we'll see how that goes.
That's a whole different story. I've been saying that from the beginning. Yeah.
He has big shoes to fill as far as that's concerned.
Other than the last year.
Yeah, but I think overall the body of work with Dan Mullen has been really, really good on Saturday.
No, 100%. I agree. Even at Mississippi State,
he's a really good game day coach when engaged.
Oh yeah, there you go. I like the caveat there.
Is there anything that you're looking for from Utah, like specifically when they have the ball or when they're on defense? Like, is there anything that you'll be watching for that other Gator fans should be watching for, in your opinion? Do you want me to answer it for you?
No, it's pretty. I was trying to be nice. I don't know why. Mohamed Diabate.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking for Mohamed Diabate.
You want to find him?
I'm fine. I assume he's wearing 11. I'm finding 11. We're going to run right at his ass all night long. Find 11. Put a helmet on him. See what happens. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go more like a strategic point here.
Okay.
I think I know. I love that answer. I absolutely love it. I think what I'll be watching for from like a perspective, a fan or like just a football lover perspective, will be if Florida can block the edge rushers for Utah.
Right.
They're young, but they're really good.
I was just about to say, so I believe, if I remember correctly, 6 of the front 7 guys are no longer there this year. So they have to replace 6 of them. However, I think they're a little more athletic top to bottom in the front 7 this year than they were last year. Like from what I've read and seen, they're pretty freaking athletic.
I know they lost their backer, who was like a first rounder.
Yeah.
His name escapes me. Really good football player. But the 2 ends, I believe they returned both of the ends, or they're rotational pieces. But like the ones they were counting on in that Rose Bowl when they played Oklahoma, who did they play? It wasn't Oklahoma.
Ohio State.
Like, I know there was a lot of points scored, but they put pressure that they had not seen yet.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see if the tackles hold up against that pressure and to see kind of what Napier does. Is he going to put a tight end there? Are they going to chip those guys to give the tackles a little help? Like that, the cat and mouse game, the X's and O's, I'll be watching like that matchup like specifically. Because I think if Florida can block those guys on the edge, then I think they win pretty handily, which is why I pick Florida. No, I do.
Handily?
I really do. I think it starts there. I mean, they have to score, of course, because I think Utah's going to score.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to match them a little bit. But I think their offense is going to be – I don't know. We'll see. I'm with you. Maybe not handily. That's probably not the right word. Thank you for correcting me there. I think they win comfortably, though, like possession. Like I think you can have a one-possession game
and still win comfortably.
And still be in control.
Okay. I'll buy that story for sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't know that it ever gets like – I think if they can block those guys on the edge, then I think that they can win the game and like never really be concerned about like the outcome.
Right. Okay.
Now, can they block them? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll buy that story to an extent. I'll let you know in a second what I think about the score.
Gotcha. Good.
Brad, do you have anything? You were looking at me like you have something.
I was trying to find something, but you've covered everything that I was going to ask. So, good job, Coach Edge.
Is there anything on defense, Joey, from Florida's perspective? So when Utah has the ball, is there anything that you are excited to see or nervous to see?
Both, actually.
Give me both.
So Jervon Dexter and Jalen Lee in the middle, keeping people off of 51, off of Ventrell.
Yeah.
If Ventrell can be free and go make plays, which that's my hope, then I think it could be a really good day for Florida. I think the defensive tackles are going to be key. And I think that Dexter's fine. I'm not 100% sure on Lee and Watson and Sapp and those guys. I'm not 100% convinced just yet. But I do think that they have enough depth at the D line. Like, I think a lot of people are a little concerned with the D line and the depth there. I'm not.
Really?
No, I'm not. I think they're okay there.
Talking heads are. You're right. They are concerned with that.
I know. I think Jalen Lee's going to be one that surprises people this year. I think he's going to have a good year. 92.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a good year. And stat line for defensive tackles aren't going to ever be like jump off the chart great. And so I don't think that like you're going to look at a stat line in the game and be like, oh my God, he had 8 tackles. He's not going to have 8 tackles. His job, he has a different job. And so as long as they can keep bodies off of 51, off of Ventrell, I think Florida's defense can kind of roam and be free after that. Another key thing is another linebacker, the other linebacker spot in the middle, and that's Amari Burney. If he's there and if he's any better, hopefully he'll be better. God, please be better. I think that'll help. If not, and they don't go to Shamar James really quickly, I think it'll be. I would be shocked. I think Shamar James is going to get a lot of playing time and get it early. And when that happens, I don't think that he leaves the field much after that.
I agree. I think he's really good.
Yeah.
I
I know at practice, like now Bernie wasn't there, but that dude ran every single defensive snap with the ones that day that I was there, and he looks the part. Shamar can play, man. Like I said, if Bernie struggles at all, and
sorry,
live show, baby. If Bernie struggles at all.
I was trying to go read comments and it pulled up the actual live feed, so my bad. That was on me.
If Bernie struggles at all and Shamar goes in, I think that helps actually more than it hurts. So
I got you. I can buy that. I can buy that.
Yeah. So with all that being said, Joey, what's your pick?
Man, thanks, Brad. I think I've been going back and forth on this for a hot minute now, but I think Florida 28-20.
He gave you a number,
28-20. Lock it in and then go bet the opposite centers.
I think. Thank you. I think 28-20. I here's what I think. I know people are really concerned with the. No, he wants the other one. What are we doing? I think people are concerned with the heat for Utah, and they should be.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, when you go so I did a couple of lessons today, baseball lessons, under covered cage. I got to my second one. Now I only did 45 minutes on the first one, and then the second one was 15 minutes in. The kid's 6 years old, and he's like, "Coach, you're sweating a lot." Yeah, dude, it's hot. It is. It's not even that hot. It's just the humidity will suffocate you. So I think, and I looked at the weather forecast. It's 95% humidity at 7:00 Saturday night. Holy crap! Have fun with that.
Yeah,
and you can try to prepare for that all you want to with the water on the indoor facility and turning the heat up. But until you experience that with the crazy crowd on top of it, with 91,000 people sitting there too, because that makes it immensely hotter. When you experience all that, that's whenever it's oh crap, we might be in trouble after all with this stuff.
I agree. I think that matters.
They better bring some pickle juice.
Yeah, well, whatever. They better have been drinking it right now.
Yeah,
don't look at me like that. Pickle juice helps with cramps.
Tyler's looking at Joey like he's crazy. Pickle juice does help with cramps.
100% is
it's a real
the
thing.
cure-all for cramps.
My bad.
Yeah.
You're forgetting Tyler.
But no, I see it kind of going the same way. I think the heat is going to get the heat is important. It plays a role. I really do. I really do. Yeah.
Maybe not with SEC teams because they're used to it too. But
it's hot outside.
Yeah.
You go outside in the afternoons. I coach football, so I'm in
Yeah,
practice.
I coach baseball. Yeah.
I'm about to die.
Yep.
The thing, if you're not used to it, it's even worse. I remember when we went to California and getting back in Orlando, that humidity slapped me in the face when I walked out the airport.
It was so true.
It's suffocating,
it's
right?
so true. We were only out of it for 3 days.
Yeah.
We're in California, where it's the most perfect weather. They have a lot of things jacked up over there, but the weather, wonderful.
Amazing.
Right.
Right. But you're in the airport, so you don't get it. You're all right, we're home. Here we go. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Walk. We walk out those sliding glass doors. I swear it was literal suffocating. It hit you in the face. I was like, what the hell is that? What is the heck going on?
Yeah, I'm out of shape and stuff, but that walk to the car had me breathing heavy, and I was like,
Yeah, well, it didn't have me breathing heavy, but I was like, oh god, this is disgusting, sticky, hot, nasty.
Yes, all of the above.
That's what Utah will be experiencing Saturday, so that's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm ready for it. Can't wait. It's going to be hopefully a good time for my people, and not so much for the Utes of Utah.
So for the record, you and me are both on Florida, and Brad is on Utah. We're in trouble.
Yep, that's not good. That's not good for the home team. All right, do you want to take a little break again?
Yeah, real brief. You guys hang tight. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, sitters. So last week we had such a good time with the win shares. We're going to do another one for you this week. And if you have one you want us to do, like any other team that you might want us to look at, we can.
It's kind of late.
Well,
for that.
Barring week one, if they want us to do check something out, we can. This was kind of fun. But we got Miami, so let's go ahead and start breaking this down. You have the schedule pulled up, Joseph?
I have it because I wrote it down. That's why I called it out to you, so you could write it down. It's okay. We're good. You just wrote down percentages. We know. We saw what you did.
I was in a rush.
All right, carry on. Let's go.
All right, so Miami's win total is over under 8.5.
8.5.
The over is juiced somewhere between minus 140 and minus 155.
So Vegas says it's more likely that they get
over,
9 wins.
Right.
9-3 is more likely than 8-4.
Yes.
Okay.
That is what they're
Before
saying.
we did this exercise, where were we all at? Brad, you first. Did you think they would be over or under?
Under. I'm just going to let you know why, because anytime you're the number 2 guy to Willie Taggart, I have no faith in you.
Okay. I thought they would be right at 8-4 or 9-3.
Initially, I thought over pretty easy.
Yeah. I have a I'm not gonna say a hatred, but I don't love Miami.
No, me either. All right, so they open up with Bethune-Cookman at home.
Yep.
I have it at 0.99.
Brad,
I put 0.90.
1.0 for me. No
One?
No chance they
Okay.
lose to Bethune.
Yeah, we're only off by 100th. Okay.
Yeah.
Southern
Southern
Miss at Miami again. I have it as 0.90.
I got a 0.85, but I could go higher if I wanted to.
I did 0.70, but I don't know. I don't know anything about Southern Miss.
Obviously.
Oh, you hate Miami.
At Texas A&M is the next game. I got it at 0.20.
Brad,
I'm also at 0.20.
I have it at 0.25.
Not bad. So we're all close. Middle Tennessee, I got 0.90.
0.95 for me.
Yeah.
0.80.
Okay.
You hate Miami.
Really hate Miami. UNC 0.70 for me.
Brad,
0.75.
Okay.
I have it as 0.80.
I like that.
So
too.
let's pause right here. So for those of you who don't know what this is, we probably should have did this.
Probably
we
should
did it.
have,
We
yep.
did it last week, but basically what you're doing is you're saying so and so has a percentage chance to win. So for example, Bethune-Cookman. I had Miami at 99% chance to win. So you register that as 0.99, and then at the end you add up all of your decimals and you'll get a number, and then it'll either be under or over the win total, and you can kind of see if you agree with the number or not. It's way better. It's a more accurate exercise to find wins and losses. Very seldom is a win a 100% win, and very seldom is it a 0% loss or 0% win. So you end up with percentage chances to win a game, and at the end you get a better, more realistic, more accurate number. So that's what we're doing here. So it's actually do it with your team. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We are on
at Virginia Tech.
At Vatech. I'll go first. I have it as 0.75.
Okay, Brad.
I did 0.60.
0.50 for me. I think it's a coin flip 50-50 game.
Really? I don't think Vatech is very good. I think they lost a ton.
I think you're accurate on that, and I actually believe that wholeheartedly. But anytime you're going to Blacksburg, it's not always a fun place to be.
It's not a given. I'll go with that too.
And then we got Duke.
Duke at Miami.
At Miami.
Where are you at on that?
0.80.
I too am at 0.80.
0.90 for me. I think. It's not a huge difference, but I think it's a pretty easy win.
Yeah. At Virginia.
At Virginia, also lost a lot. I'm at 0.75.
Brad.
That's where I may be way off. 0.30.
I'm in the middle of you two. I got 0.50.
No, don't put me. Do not put me in there with Brad at 0.30. Virginia's god awful.
But Bronco though. Florida State.
You go first.
0.50. Coin flip 50-50.
Oh wait, I read that wrong. I'm sorry. I was at 0.50 on the last one. It would have helped if I would have put the teams next to.
Yeah, Brad just has 12 percentages written down here.
Yeah.
Good God.
Drawing it out of a hat and hoping for the best, baby.
Pick a number 1 through freaking 100.
JK, I was the same as Joey on that though. 0.50.
0.50. Okay, Florida State.
0.30.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm at 0.45, 45% chance.
Coin flip for me again, 50-50.
Yeah, we're about you and I are about the same on most of these. Georgia Tech, Miami at the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's not great. 0.70.
They suck.
I too am at 0.70.
Hey.
They're terrible. 0.90.
At Clemson.
Joey?
0.30.
0.10. I just think Clemson's going to.
10%. Okay. I'm kind of close. 0.25.
Not bad. And then Pittsburgh at home for the last game of the year.
40% chance to win. 0.40.
I got 0.50 again, 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm setting it 40% as well.
So what's your totals? Brad didn't do his, I'm assuming.
I did do mine.
Oh, good job. What is it, Brad?
I can count 6.75.
6.75. Vegas says 8.5. Brad says you're wrong by 2.
I pick winners, and
And
All right.
losers.
Yeah.
And they're losers.
they are losers.
So Vegas has it at 8.5. I have it at 8.29. So I'm slightly under. I think their number's probably pretty good.
But because of that, see, I think that your numbers are going to be swayed to the under no matter what in this. So I think if you're within half a game, I think you almost have to take the over, right?
Probably.
Because so for you only have 2 games, maybe 3, to where they're the underdog in your head right now, right?
Yeah. So for me, it's A&M, Clemson. That's the only 2 that they're like decided underdogs.
Right.
Florida.
And then Florida State and Pitt are like kind of 50-50 for you.
They're the closest thing to coin flips I got. So like for me, if I'm betting this, which I wouldn't, if I am going to take the over.
Because so in my head, and I'm with you on this. In my head, if I'm you got the 2 games that you can count those as losses.
We'll count them as losses. That's fine.
For the exercise, you can count those as losses.
Yeah, 10
and
and
then
2.
you just have to win one of 2 50-50 games.
That's
both
it.
of them at home
Yeah.
to go over the win total.
Yeah, and then chalk the rest.
Right. I think Miami. If I were to lean, I'm not going to do it because I don't want Miami to win.
Yeah, no, I'm not rooting for them.
I don't want to root for Miami, so I'm not doing it personally.
Yeah.
But I don't hate over 8.5 on this at all. Actually,
I don't either.
it's hard to see that they lose 4 games with this schedule.
It really is. It's a soft schedule.
And Tyler Van Dyke's a Heisman candidate.
He is, and he's a good quarterback.
Right. If they go 10-2, that dude will probably be in New York.
Yeah. I think with them, like last year when we hit that under on them and we locked it, and if you bet it with us, then you made some money.
By game 4.
Yeah. That was fun because it was the under.
Right.
We're already rooting against them, so I wanted to root. I wanted to root against Miami all day long, which was easy and very much so fun. But this, like, I think the better play is over. I don't want to root for Miami. I will not root for Miami, so I will not put any dollars on them.
Yeah, Chad Hunter said, "Give me the under. When's the last time they hit their season win total over?" And I don't know the answer to that question, but it feels like it's been a while.
That's a good question. I'm cool with it. I hope Chad's right.
I do too. Well, I've said this from the beginning. I think Mario cost them 2 games this year, and I don't mean 2 games from like Texas A&M and Clemson. I mean 2 games outside of those 2.
Hunter Williams asked that. He said, "Will?" He was talking about Oregon and Georgia. He said, "Will Oregon play better now that Mario Cristobal is not their head coach?"
Yeah, he knows I just don't like Cristobal though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that was his point, which is the same
Right.
point you just made right now.
Yeah, I think that he's a proven bad coach on Saturdays. Like there's some guys that have proven that they're good. There's some guys that have not proven anything. Like I think Napier hasn't proven anything. He was good at Louisiana.
agree.
That doesn't mean anything right now.
Not yet.
Cristobal has done it on the big stage, right? Like
Yep.
he did it at Oregon. Oregon is a Pac-12 team now. That's the worst Power 5 conference there is.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's debatable. But I've seen him screw up on Saturdays. Oregon fans did not enjoy having Mario Cristobal there. I can tell you that. And then it's pretty much unanimous across the board. I don't think that changes in Miami. I don't think their staff is great.
I agree.
Not on game day. I think they all can recruit. I think the defensive coordinator still, like the game's passed him by a touch. He's not young anymore. He wasn't great the last year he was at Auburn.
I won't quite go that far, but I hear you. I understand your point you're making.
I mean, I just don't think that they're as good as people want to give them credit to be.
You know what I'm excited about? Because I think we're pretty much done here, right, Tyler? We're pretty much done here. You know what I'm excited about this college football year? I'm excited that there's so much stuff that we get to find out. Like, there's so much unknown. Like, we don't really know what's going to happen in Gainesville. We don't really know what's going to happen with, like, Florida State and their offensive line and the offense. And did Jordan Travis progress? And did he take a step? And does Adam Fuller's defense know what they're doing? And then Miami, like, they're killing it in the offseason. If you just wait 10 seconds, you won't have to bang on that mic, Joey.
I know. Sorry.
Okay. We're almost done. Hold it together. Joey's wrenching on his mic over there. You can't see it.
It's like so close to being off of this.
We'll just
plane.
leave it, and we're almost done. I'm almost done with my point. And then, like with Mario Cristobal, like we don't know what he's going to do. So there's so many answers that we get to find out relatively quickly.
Right.
With
And that's
Florida,
just in the state of Florida.
Yeah, with Florida playing Utah and Florida State playing LSU. Like, let's freaking go. Like,
Yeah.
Football's here, It's September tomorrow. Like, let's go. I'm excited. Front Porch City is freaking live. The lights are on.
The lights are on. So I got a couple of things. One, you know what we haven't even thought about, and it's really bothers me, the wing cook-off.
Wow, yeah.
So that's usually the first Saturday of college football.
Wow.
It doesn't appear that's going to happen.
We can postpone it, put it back a week, do it week. Like, this is a big week. I don't want to really be. I'll be honest. I'm kind of like Brad. Like, I want to be kind of alone. It's gonna hurt. I want to be by myself.
I understand that. I guess.
No,
I don't know.
Florida State plays Sunday, so it's not even that's not even a thing.
But yeah, that's that. Other than that, Chris,
we can still throw it together. Hold on, we'll have a production meeting off air.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not done with this. Hang
this
on.
isn't over.
No, we're not.
All right,
we're not done here.
Okay. All right. As long as we can have a discussion about it,
we'll talk about it.
We'll be all right.
We'll just do it off air.
Tigers versus Tigers Friday night. Who you got?
Tigers, purple and gold Tigers.
Yep, purple and gold Tigers for sure. Brad?
Purple and gold Tigers.
Purple and gold Tigers, baby. Let's go. I can't wait for Friday night. It's been a while it's been since last year since I've seen my buddy Chris coach. But I'm excited about that. And then of course, Benton playing makes it a little extra special for me.
Hey, that kid asked me. He said, "Hey, coach, hey, can you come over on Sunday and watch film?" And I was like, I texted him. I said, "You do know who you play, right?" He said, "Well, I figured nobody knows the defense as good as you." I said,
"He's not wrong."
I said, "I love you, but I like to win more." I said, "I cannot give you that opportunity to just kick us in the teeth." That's a really, really talented team. I know we haven't talked about it. I didn't necessarily want to. That's as talented of a football team as I've seen in a really long time. Columbia's a history. I mean, I'm not gonna. You can't deny the history. You can't deny the tradition. I was part of it. Team, when you turn on the tape, it's just athlete after athlete, stud after stud. I mean, they're extremely talented football team.
Yeah.
I know it didn't go their way against Buholtz, but I was there. I mean, that is a really, really good football team Columbia High School has. So, 1A, 7A, or 1A, whatever they are, 4A, or whatever, they reclassified everything. But 600 kids in our school, 2,500 in theirs. I mean, it's a tall task. Extremely talented football team. Well coached. They know what they're doing.
We got anything else?
No, I'm looking forward to that game because, it'll be fun. I'll say that. I think it'll be a fun game.
I think it'll be fun for everybody. It'll be fun for everybody other than the coaches.
On both sides, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a little nerve-wracking on both sides, I would imagine.
Yeah, you turn on the tape and you see all those studs, all those D1 kids they got. It's like, what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, I hear you. I like your coach speak. You guys got some talented kids over there too. Don't
we don't.
Like you don't.
Yeah, we don't have D1 kids like that. Really, really talented roster they have over there in Lake City.
I absolutely agree. Brad, go ahead and close this thing out, buddy.
Yeah, get us out of here, man. Jesus.
That's going to be it for tonight's Sitters. It's been Bradford Douglas along with Joey Edge, Chris Martinez, and producer Rolf, and we are Front Porch Sitting. See you next time, Sitters.
And thank you for watching.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Absolutely, thank you for watching.